Yeah, felt good. Obviously a little sore, but felt good.
Did you hurt your thumb at all? I know a lot of people ask if you hurt your hand on first snap. How did that?
No, I did not.
What did you learn from studying tape?
I mean, you in a game like that, you take as much as you can from it. Obviously the conditions weren't great. That's the main takeaway: is you learn how to adapt to those conditions. You have a game like that, and you reflect, and what could you have done better, and handle the conditions is the main thing.
You faced this Ravens defense plenty, but last year all three games were close. Obviously their defense looked different with the new defensive coordinator. What's challenging about going up against this Ravens defense?
Well, they run the ball really well on offense, so it limits your possessions, and then their defense is tough, physical. They're very sound in their scheme. They do a great job of sending blitzes at you that you don't see on tape before. They have a lot of great week-to-week game plan stuff, so you have to be able to adapt well to it. They got good players, good coach, good scheme. It's going to be a challenge.
Was there anything you can do throughout the week in terms of trying to maybe get up to the speed you would have liked to be at, having missed so many weeks during training camp?
Yeah, you just learn from every rep, take practice very seriously. You can't have any wasted reps throughout the week, and we had a good day today.
Do you do any additional stuff, or just kind of stick to what you have on the schedule?
Yeah, it depends. Depends on how you're feeling on the day. You still got to get healthy for Sunday, and that's kind of the balance that everybody in the league has challenges with throughout the year. It's the balance between getting your body ready to play in a health standpoint, and also making the most out of your reps and getting as many reps as possible.
One thing. I asked Coach Callahan what you're like the week after a bad game. He said exactly the way you're like the week after a good game. Is that true? Is that how you are this week?
Yeah, I would like to think so. Like I said, long season. Everybody's got bad games. That's going to happen, and what makes you who you are, and hopefully makes you the player that you are, is how you respond to games like that, and how consistent can you be afterwards.
One thing Brian also said on Monday, Joe, was that, especially in the last two games last year, Baltimore did a really good job of tackling when the receiver got the ball. There weren't any yards after contact. From your perspective, how does that impact, or how does that, maybe adjust the way you're attacking their defense?
It doesn't really. I'm always going to take what the defense gives me, get the ball in my guys' hands, let them go make plays. Baltimore's a great defense. They tackle really well. They make it tough on you to create explosives after the catch, and that's always the challenge when you're playing with them.
Were you surprised how much Cleveland blitzed, and how did you think you handled it?
We didn't handle it very well on Sunday. Obviously, we didn't really handle much well on Sunday. So you live and you learn.
You did so well against the blitz last year. You had great numbers against the blitz, thanks to the triple-digit passing.
Yeah.
Teams aren't supposed to blitz you.
Yeah, I guess they did.
Joe, first home game since the extension. What have you appreciated most about the fan base? Probably a big response when you run out on Sunday.
Yeah, I love playing at home. It's always gives us energy when we're playing in front of the fans. This is a great place to play. We always feel like we have an advantage when we play here. Defense fans make it tough on their offense to communicate, and as a quarterback, I know how difficult that is on the road when that happens.
Over the last two offseasons, the front office has made a concerted effort to move from the offensive line to kind of improve that. What was that like, seeing that transition, and kind of was that something you considered as you went through this negotiation process?
No, I wouldn't say that. I considered that in the negotiation process. I feel really good about where we're at O-line. We got guys that really care about what they do, guys that come to work every day to try to get better, and also great locker room guys, and that's how you build the culture of winning.
I think Orlando said that you were y'all met in New York, you had kind of a face-to-face, and you were involved in the Lyle recruiting pitch as well. Why have you gotten involved in some of these pitches over the last couple of years and kind of helped seal the deal, so to speak?
I just think it's part of the job of the quarterback. When you want to be involved in those decisions and involved in the organization, you have to put forth effort to make that happen. And I always try to be available when I can in those kinds of things.
Joe, you mentioned the weather conditions weren't great, and I think it was the third or fourth series you went to a glove to try something else, I guess. What, there's some games that was more rain, harder rain. What is it about those type of weather conditions that makes it so brutal on football?
Well, when it's raining really hard, it's actually easier to throw. Just something about the ball when it gets really wet, it's easier to throw. So when it's kind of misting like that and the water just stays on the surface of the ball, it's makes it a little more challenging, which obviously is not an excuse, just a fact. So you live and you learn, and you try to handle those things better the next time.
Is that something that you notice get worse or worsen throughout the game, or did you know pregame when you were throwing like you normally do, this could be an issue?
No, it wasn't really raining in pregame. So when we came out for the game, that was really a surprise.
How comfortable are you right now, Joe, just scrambling, ad-libbing, rolling out on the cap, or is it something you're still trying to kind of ease into that?
Yeah, we're feeling it out.
With Aaron Rodgers' injury, there's been a lot of talk about turf fields. Do you have any concerns about playing surface? Does that make a difference to you?
Well, I think, the last couple of years, studies have come out how much safer grass fields are. So I think that's important. But obviously, I think the most important thing is having a standard for the turf fields, having each turf field across the league have a certain standard, and all of them are the same. Everywhere you go, it has turf, and each turf is different. And I think having uniformity across the league would be best.
Joe, I know there wasn't a ton that you guys thought was good on Sunday, but based off the fact that that was your first time playing with Orlando and Jonah on the right side, how did you feel like those two in particular were played on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought they played well. Obviously, when you're blocking guys like they have, they're gonna win some. As much as we drop back and throw the ball, they're gonna win a couple pass rushes. But I think overall they played well.
Joe,
Yeah.
people are talking about the haircut. For all the kids out there that want to get a Joe Burrow haircut, there's a bunch of them. Help their parents out. What is a Joe Burrow haircut?
You're looking at it. I don't even know what to tell people. They just make it happen.
How do you know it's time to get a haircut?
When you have a game like that on Sunday.
The communication, or whatever you want to call it, with the receivers, some of the time where the ball might not have been where the receiver was, how do you address that during the week and kind of ensure those don't happen again?
Yeah, you just go over those reps. Those things happen early in the year for all teams. You try to limit them as much as you can, but they happen every year. So especially when your quarterback doesn't play in training camp. So you just got to work those things out in practice. Like I said, we had a really good day today.
Back to what Callie said about how you're the same after a win and a loss. That's what you project to other people and how you act. But in your own head, is it hard to get it out of your mind?
Yeah, you definitely don't feel the same after a loss as you do after a win. So, but I think that's what mental toughness is being able to maintain a steady emotional state when things maybe aren't going great.
Was there a play or two in that game that you'd like to have back, that not just to make that play work, but you thought could have been a pivot point where could have got their offense rolling, gotten a better rhythm?
Yeah, there were, around halftime, third quarter there, where the game was still in reach. We had opportunities to score points, keep that game close, which we didn't take advantage of.
I know it's a long season. You overcame 0-2 last year. I'm sure you don't want to do that again. How important is Sunday?
Yeah, we were trying to go 1-0 every single week, especially in other division games. So we gotta get one on the board this week. We're gonna work hard to make that happen. We just gotta be 1-0 this week.
Both of these defenses, Cleveland and Baltimore, are pretty darn good. I mean, they got good fronts, they're good on the back end. Are there more differences and similarities, though, in terms of schematic, or is there some carryover?
There is some carryover, but different DC different scheme. So we're going to be prepared. We play this team a lot. They know us, we know them. That's how division games always are, and that's why they're always close.
So AJ Green's coming back. It's rule of the jungle. And he played your first year was with him. I was wondering, what was your view of him and you know how you get on? What your view was in the player?
Yeah, I loved AJ. I was lucky to be with him for a year. I was excited about that coming in, playing with a player of his pedigree, and so you know, whenever he comes back, I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm looking forward to it because he did so much here for this organization, for this city. I'm excited for the fans and for him to come back, and hopefully they give him a good response.
Joe, when you have a game like you had on Sunday, and the rain and everything else that went with it, you just rely on the fact that you know you have one of the most explosive teams in the NFL. Just kind of know that's the baseline for who you guys are supposed to be.
Yeah, we know that what we put on film on Sunday isn't us. We've proven that in the past, so we got to go out and prove it again. Each season is new. We're not relying on anything we've done in the past. You just have to push forward. And right now, where we're at after Sunday, we didn't play very well, and we didn't prove that we were that explosive team. So we got to go out and prove it this week.
I guess I'll flip the question about you after a loss. How are Callie and Zach after a loss? Are they the same every single week, or can it vary?
No, they're the same every week, and honestly, I think that's why we've been able to overcome a lot of adversity here. We've started slow some. We've had stretches of a couple losses in a row, but nobody ever panics. Coaches don't panic, players don't panic, and like I said, it starts with Zach. He's the same every week. We're going to come in, get our work done, have fun, and go out and perform on Sundays.
Back to what you were saying about the turf versus grass. Do you know Aaron Rodgers? Have you met him more than when you played him?
Just when I played him.
Have you reached out to him after the injury?
I have not. I'm sure he's got so many texts going on, but obviously when something like that happens, it's not ideal. And you know, we've all been. If you play this game long enough, you're going to have something like that happen to you. So that's obviously really tough to see. I know how excited they were to have him there and how excited he was to have a new start. So that's a tough way to start off the year. So I'm feeling for him.
Zach's mentioned how impressed he's been with Troy Walters continuing to be able to raise the bar in that room. What makes Walters so good at what he does?
Well, one, he played the position at a high level. You know, he's a Biletnikoff Award winner. And so whenever you have that kind of pedigree as a coach, you know, your guys are going to buy into what he's saying. And he knows his stuff. He's, in my opinion, the best receiver coach in the league, one of the best that I've been around. He really understands the minute details of each route and spacing and timing and what the defense is throwing at you. And so when you have a guy like that to complement the offensive minds that we have in Zach and Brian and Pitch and Frank, we really have a great coaching staff that really complements each other.
Feels like the pattern the last couple of years has been slow start to the season, and then you heat up later on and you go on a run. How do you go about fixing the first part of that being the slow start like in future years?
Yeah, you go out and win a game. We got to go out and get one this week. Like I said, we're focused on being 1-0 every week. So this week we just got to go be 1-0 and then take it from there.
Just following up on the haircut, were you just kidding about it being related to the bad game, or was that truly your motivation?
A little both.
Thanks. Clapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.